Hello, everyone. Ted here from Blades and Blasters, giving you a TED Talk for December 2018 very quickly. This month, I don't think we're going to have time to do anything that interesting for a TED Talk with Zypher and I or anyone else. So I just wanted to stop in here and tell you what's going on this month and maybe in January. So, as many of you have seen, in December, we are starting some games, some new games. The end of last month, the beginning of this month. First would be Degenesis, run by Demi. It's a game out of Europe. I believe it's Germany. And it's by Six More Vodka, which is a art studio there. But it's a pretty interesting game and post-apocalyptic primal punk is what they kind of label it. So check that out. Also, we have The Witcher, which I am running, which we had our first session last week. The Witcher role-playing game by our Telsorian Games, which is fairly new, less than 6 months or so. So that's our new campaigns. Also restarting some campaigns. The One Ring. Some of you might have noticed we did start that again. So it's book 3. Most the same cast of characters and players, and that is going as well. Games that should be finishing soon. Rogue Trader, Vampire Dark Ages are both at that point where they could pretty much end at any time. Both are scheduled for the next couple weeks, and we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, we have some games continually going here. Chaos 60, 10 AD. What else? Star Trek Adventures, and several other games that we have going. Plenty as usual here on Blades and Blasters. One thing to keep in mind in January, for those that are interested, we are going to have a recruiting drive. We'd like 2 or 3 new players to take the burden off of some of the rest of us who play a lot of games, and just to get some fresh blood. It's always good. So we plan on doing that, and we're going to have one-shots and episodic games kind of available for them to do that. So I will be starting that recruiting drive in January, and we'll see how it works. Usually they're met with kind of limited success. Not that we don't get interest, but we just don't really accept everyone. And so for those who take the hobby very seriously, and have the time and the inclination to do such a thing, it will be open for enrollment in January. It's open for enrollment now if you want to come and join up. It's just a little harder to get games right now, but we're going to have plenty of one-shots ready next month. So I think every GM on the site has agreed to do one. So that's some people that aren't GMing campaigns. So there will be games to play. Our rules for new recruits are you play 2 games a minimum a month for 2 months. And during that period, you're kind of, we see if you're a right fit for the group and we're a right fit for you. And we make that determination, and hopefully it's all good and we go from there. So hopefully we'll see you there. For those that are interested, please go to our Discord server, which is linked on the front of the YouTube page. And even if you're not interested in playing with us, maybe you're European, times don't match up. That is a legit problem, because we are a US-based server, so it is what it is. But if you want to come and talk to us about role-playing games or whatever, please go to our Discord page and hang out there. Happy to talk to you about that, and anybody who wants to play as well, that would be your first step to head there and talk to us. So I do recommend that people watch some of our videos before they come and join, because it might not be what you're used to. We take character development and story development very seriously, and so that's why we do this, more than tactical combat. Even though combat happens and is fun too, but primarily that's our first and second things, is character development, story development, then tactical combat, and the other things that go away along with role playing games, right? So, not a lot to talk about this month. We still do have a jam-packed schedule in December. We actually had the most games ever in November, the most players play ever in November, the most time played in game ever. Pretty much every record we have was broken last month. So it's good times, good times. And yeah, lots of games, lots of players. We'd like to add a couple more players. Not necessary. Our last big recruiting drive, we probably brought 10 people into the server to test them out and see how they would do, and only one made it. So there's a low retention rate either. Usually it's just that we don't think there'd be a good fit, but it's just that's why I really encourage people to watch our videos and see, hey, is this kind of my style? Um, do I think I can do this? Have I been role playing long enough that I can kind of match the tempo and the creativity and all that stuff that comes out of our games? And I think that's really important. Um, so, as far as new games coming up, there really aren't any, um, because they've all started now. Um, there might be a couple that are out there that are being discussed, but Warhammer Fourth Edition is being discussed, for instance. What else? Demon Gate is being discussed. A couple other games, but really all the GMs are kind of in the weeds right now, finishing their stuff or just beginning. Witcher just began. Genesis just began. Grasshopper Lies Heavy just began, which is Genesis. And then there's a lot of them that are finishing up, like Rogue Trader, Vampire the Dark Ages. Um, yeah, those two particularly. So we're kind of in that cyclical kind of cycle there. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that we need to talk about today. And I can't really think of anything specifically. So I guess that will do it. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you're interested in um, getting to know us more and contacting us, playing with us, perhaps go to our Discord server linked on the front of the YouTube site. And thanks for subscribing and watching these videos. And we really appreciate it. We just kind of want to kind of show our brand of gaming that we do here, which is so much different than what you might see out there on the internet right now. So I guess in that point I'll kind of continue because I've got a few minutes. But the difference with us is we don't really. So usually, back up a second. So you'll see a lot of these games, and you'll see people using video and whatnot. And that's fine, but to us, it kind of breaks some immersion for the game. And if you look at a lot of the games out there that feature people just doing gaming via Google Hangouts or whatever, it doesn't tend to be as immersive. It doesn't tend to be as, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't tend to have to role play as much. They don't tend to role play as well. Um, and and since that's what we're all about, we tend to not ever do that. We used to in the very beginning. We had some video stuff, and it's not like we're mostly shy. I mean, here I am, and we do these TED talks, and we're all on video. It's not a big deal, but it is a thing that in game that we really don't do. We're planning on maybe doing some with like kind of like comedic games like Everyone's John or something like that. But as far as our serious games, we really don't do it. I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding, if you will, and if you look at our games versus other people's games, you'll note a large difference there. And it's that willingness to suspend disbelief, right? Use an old literary term, um, and I think it's easier when you're not looking at me or someone else, and I don't see you, and we're like not hamming it up because we're friendly or whatever. When we're in game to tell the story and whatever. So um, that's my personal opinion. Maybe not everybody agrees with me, and that's fine too. But that's the way we do it here. Um, so yeah, um, I don't have anything else to say, guys. So thanks for watching, and go to Discord, join the fan club server if you want to play. Directions will be given to you and how to get into our gaming server, and expect a big push in January for recruits. That is the current plan. So hopefully get a few people and go from there. So thanks. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys later.